So we have NVS Audio's 2019 Indian Chieftain here. We had just picked it up from Indian Motorcycles at Panama City Beach. I can't see anything right now because the sun's right in my eyes, so we'll keep this brief. We picked up the 19 Chieftain here from the dealership because in the matter of 3 days actually working on it, we had to wait on some parts. The bike is finished, it is running, it is back in our possessions. So we're gonna take it back to the shop and let's get into details of exactly what they did, how they fixed it, because it's super bright right now and there is a lot going on, and we're gonna let the folks here get back to it. So as you see, the 19 Chieftain is back and running, baby. You know what that means. Audio time. We're back to the shop and we have NVS Audio's bike here. And as you can tell, it's not put together anymore. It's been some time since we got the bike back. We took it apart, started doing our thing, and then realized there's a bunch of parts missing on the bike. So we got a bunch of parts on order, which are showing up today. So following video, we'll be pretty much just waiting on some speakers and equipment from NVS. But I want to preface this right now. In any of these videos about this bike, this is me. I'm not going to sit here and bash the previous dealership. I'm not trying to say that one dealership's crap, one dealership's better. All I'm want to say is not all Indian dealerships are created equally. It's the same thing across the board, whether you have a Ford, a Chevy, a Harley, or an Indian. You're going to have good experiences at some dealerships and you're going to have trash experience at others. From my personal experience, I've noticed that across the board. It's just fact of how it is. It's human nature. It's just how people run things. It doesn't matter where you go or what manufacturer it is. I will just say that the folks over at our dealership, Indian Motorcycle Panama City Beach, took care of us on this bike. Any of the service that we've needed, they've taken care of, and we've had really good luck with them. So let's talk about what they did on this bike. As you remember in our first video, Carlos sent the bike down to us for a no crank, no start, couldn't do anything because it went to a previous dealership for that issue for a crank, no start. He got the bike back. The bike would no longer power up or anything because the key fob was no longer connected to that bike, programmed to it. And the dealership went and replaced a body control module. And then I guess I don't know what happened there. Take it to my dealership. And after a few minutes, which they had the bike for 3 total days of actual work, because we had to get some parts, like I said earlier, they did some troubleshooting. And this is where I was talking about the last video. Stop using power probes and multimeters to probe connectors. Unless you have the correct pins for it, they make pins that will slide in and allow you to test it. Stop doing it. I've seen customers doing it. I've seen dealerships do it. You will ruin harnesses, you will ruin connectors, and that's one of the reasons why this bike was not running. The previous dealership was power probing the crap out of the ECU connector, or the, it's pretty much like the OBD2 ports, what they used to plug and communicate with this bike, and like pushed pins through, so our dealership couldn't connect to it. Did some more troubleshooting, ended up replacing the ECU, new set of keys, and they cleaned the fuel system out, took the injectors out, cleaned those, cleaned the throttle body, all that stuff. And now she runs and purrs like a kitten. Let's go ahead and show you the connector that I'm talking about, because this absolutely drives me nuts. So this is a connector, and it might not look like much right here, but you can see there and there is where somebody was trying to use a power probe, and just that right there was enough to push the pins out the backside to prevent the dealership from being able to communicate with the bike. So our dealership had to go, they depinned it, they replaced those pins and pushed it back in, got it to work. Don't mind some of the stuff. We've got the whole bike torn apart. And they were finally able to communicate with the bike. That's where they realized they had an issue with the ECU on this bike, which is not fun. It's like all the way tucked in back there. That was not allowing them to communicate with the bike. Then they went through, cleaned the whole fuel system out as it had been sitting for a long time. And as you just saw, got it running. Let's now talk about what we are going to do with the bike here at Davidson Audio. We've already done some work. You can see all over our wirings all over the place. First and foremost, we threw one of two lithiums in here. That's the Braille G14LS lithium battery in there. And then from there, this is going to be a 6-speaker build. So we have our active wiring ran for the fairing, active wiring ran for the lowers. We're also going to be running 10 gauge speaker wire for each saddlebag because we're sealing and porting the saddlebags, running a very nice large 10-inch mid bass in there, 8-inch lowers from Dirty Bird down in the lowers, and up here is going to be a set of 5 1/4s with tweeters separate for the 8s. And as you can see, there's some stuff missing. So we ordered the OEM enclosures. We like to keep the OEM enclosures for the Indian Chieftains because when you put the fairing on, there's nothing here to seal this off. So Indian actually designed those speaker enclosures for a reason on the Chieftain and the Challengers. They do help and they do make a difference. From the fairing, as you can see, all of our wiring goes right down, tucked down in the backbone already. Well, you can't see because the tank's on. Comes all the way down, and we got it ran all the way back to the rear. Because we're duplicating our Chieftain, we have that tour pack on order for this bike already. So we are going to be doing a tour pack, another lithium, 2 amplifiers, possibly 3 in the tour pack for this bike. And it's going to sound amazing. Again, sealed imported 10s. And I can't tell you what speakers are going in this build yet because that's going to be kind of a review, opening box video, whatever you want to call it. As you can see, NVS Audio's bike is already well underway. One thing that I did realize, and I actually kind of forgot, is I haven't had to trailer my Indians, like some other manufacturers have to quite frequently. And the trailer that we use, the ramp's a little too steep, so we can't do much with the bike right now because I ripped the kickstand switch off. So you can start it, but then you go to drive it, it shuts off. So we have that on the way, plus enclosures, plus wiring for the power locks, all of that hardware for the rear. So we're going to get that going, and then we'll make sure Bill doesn't get in the video. And then we already have the bags prepped. Yes, these are not the same color, but these are some bags that we had. We've already put 10s in it. We're going to be sealing and porting them, getting them ready for paint along with the lowers. So hopefully, well, next time you see this, it should have a lot more done to it. Let's hope that the lowers and everything else are in, so then we're just waiting on the tour pack, get it wired up, get this done, because we are going to be seeing NVS Audio out in April for an event that he is doing with another audio shop. I'll drop that picture now. So that event is going to be Down South Sound Off. It's going to be April 6th, which is a Saturday. You're going to have us at Davidson Audio, Carlos at NVS Audio, all there to support that shop, which is audio solutions and accessories. I don't know the gentleman that owns the shop, but I know if he's worked with Carlos and Carlos vouches for him, he must be a good guy. So you're going to see us there. It's going to be an audio competition as well, sound off, so we'll be some of the judges for that competition. So come on down, see us. We're going to have all of our bikes plus his. So you're going to have our 2 Challengers, our Chieftain, Carlos's Chieftain there. You're going to have our tents and some of our stuff out there. So if you're in the area, come on down, check it out, meet us, Carlos, and the gentleman that owns this shop, and it's going to be a really good time. That being said, if you're looking for the baddest audio for your Indian motorcycle, then come on and see us here at Davidson Audio, located here in beautiful Panama City, Florida.